So this is my fantasy match card then for Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory. We'll explain some of the matches I picked and why I've picked them as well. I'm going to start off with the Impact World Championship. I'm going with Josh Alexander to defend against Eddie Edwards. I'm so happy Eddie Edwards and Honor No More won at Emergence. I thought this group was done for. I thought that they were going to be disbanding, but now they have won here. They have the opportunity to finally have a match, and they can finally do Honor No More right and make them as the threat to Impact Wrestling that they need to. They were promised as well that they would get championship opportunities if they won at Emergence. Now we've got Victory Road in between, but it's 2 weeks before Bound for Glory, so I look at it as a filler potential show, if you want, where we can get Alexander and Edwards on the biggest show of the year. Does Josh Alexander retain the championship and keep flying the flag for Impact Wrestling, or does Honor No More take over Impact grounds? For the Impact Knockouts Championship, I would have Jordynne Grace going against MASHA SLAMOVICH. I think this is really a given at this point. MASHA SLAMOVICH has shown that Jordynne Grace is the next target. I think she'll beat Mia Yim en route as well, who had a championship opportunity at Emergence. And I think that MASHA SLAMOVICH could be your next Impact Knockouts champion, if I'm being honest. They've pushed her so well over the last sort of, calendar year or so. So it feels at this point it would be a waste if she was to lose at the final hurdle. For the X Division Championship, kind of a dream match this one for me. We're going to have Speedball Mike Bailey going against one of the best junior heavyweights in the world from New Japan Pro Wrestling, one of the best cruiserweights in the world in Kushida. For me, I just think the two styles meshing together in the ring would be fantastic. It would feel like a big deal as well, having this for the X Division Championship, Kushida at this show. We usually get Ultimate X Slammiversary. It feels a bit too much to have it all the time. So for me, I don't think you need that on this show. And strength single one-on-one match, like I say, this environment I think would be awesome. For the Impact World Tag Team titles, of course, it means the Original Kingdom, of course, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett going against the Good Brothers here. Will they finally win the tag team titles? We'll have to wait and see. I think this would be a good opportunity to change the tag team champions over and give Honor No More certainly a boost, as that would be the match before the main event. You'd want to put fear in the Impact roster of if Eddie Edwards could beat Josh Alexander later in the night. For the Impact Knockout Tag Team Championships, the new champions of VXT, Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green, going against Mia Yim and Mickie James. Now, of course, Mia Yim, we're not sure of her contract situation, if she's staying after Bound for Glory. Of course, she did have a feud going on with Deonna Purrazzo earlier in the year. Mickie James, of course, we've been teasing about the last match. Look, you don't have your last match in a random episode of Impact Wrestling. You do it on a big show if you're going to go out big style. For me personally, I think that Bound for Glory is a big high-profile show if she wanted to call it quits here. You could even do a loser leaves Impact Wrestling, because if Mia Yim isn't sticking around either, this could be a good way to write both of them off, and of course VXT could get major heel heat going forward. One of the former Impact Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Rosemary, I think could take on Jessica. Obviously, Jessica Havoc, she was brought back from the Undead Realm. She's got a new character going on. She's been wanting to party with other people. She's cost Rosemary and Tara Valkyrie the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. So I think this match kind of writes itself at this point, and Jessica probably could pick up the victory, but you can also give Rosemary the win as well. Also, would go with the Corny Shot Gauntlet, because of course you have to. Moose, of course, as I mentioned already, could be involved in this match, and like I said, he could be teasing that he's going to do the same thing that he did last year, win it. Of course, he had a convenient relationship before with W. Morrissey at last year. Has he got that this year with Steve Macklin, a relationship of convenience? Like I said, perhaps we could do that. We could have Victory Road, either Josh Alexander versus Moose, or a tag team match that we've got going on right now, because Sami Callihan is outnumbered. We have Sami Callihan and Josh Alexander going against Moose and Steve Macklin, with these three all in the Corny Shot Gauntlet. Motor City Machine Guns are a perfect fit for this match as well. Both have been in and around the championship picture, would want an opportunity. Rich Swann would be another one that would want a championship opportunity, has not got one since he lost the title. Ace Austin and Chris Bay, of course, of Bullet Club, and Violent by Design, because Eric Young, if he doesn't get this win, maybe he turns on Violent by Design. That storyline is getting juicy right now in Impact Wrestling. It would be interesting as well if maybe Joe Doring or even Dina, or both, would eliminate Eric Young from this match. Last but not least is a very random one. I've got Heath and PCO against Vincent and Kenny King, because I believe the split is still going to happen in Honor No More, where PCO is kicked out of the group. I think Eddie Edwards will get rid of PCO out of the group, and I think that PCO then will go on to feud against Honor No More. Heath, of course, at this moment still want to get revenge for Rhino, so I think as a common interest, these two will team up to go against Vincent and Kenny King, and I would put the baby faces over in victory. And to go back then to the main event of what you could do, you could even have PCO try to cost Eddie Edwards the championship. Or, as an alternative, you could even have that tag team match scrapped have 3 of those guys in and around the Gauntlet match, and you could even add Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards, and PCO as a 3-way for the world title. But for me, I prefer Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards. So that's my card there for the fantasy card for Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory 2022. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below as well. And yeah, like I say, please like, share, and subscribe to SCW for more Impact Wrestling content and more wrestling content as we head into the biggest show for Impact going in for 2022.